All right, here's a little side-by-side. And look how gigantic that screen is. It's gonna look so clean on here, which I'm very excited about.
Can you believe George went from owning his own business, making all that money, to this?
Yo, what's up, guys? Hope you're doing awesome. Thanks for checking out the video. Today we're going to be putting in this right here, a brand new head unit from, I want to say it's Dasaita, and then the same brand rear view camera, so replacing the OEM camera. This is actually a full tailgate insert, but since I have the bed back here, it's gonna be a little different. Sorry, dude, I have the hiccups and I cannot shake them. I'm gonna randomly hiccup through this video, so bear with me. But anyway, I'm very excited on this head unit because we've been building 3 new trucks for Backwoods, the Land Cruiser, the brand new Land Cruiser, brand new Tacoma, and brand new Tundra. And all of them have a gigantic screen in there. All of them obviously have wireless CarPlay. Just those little niceties add up, and Dasaita has this new head unit that's going to solve all those problems in the Tacoma. It's all plug and play, big bonus. So the wiring is going to be super simple. The only thing that's going to take me a little bit longer is the camera, and you don't have to do the camera, but they sell an optional camera because when you put it in reverse, it uses the OEM backup lines in junction with their backup lines, and it doesn't work as well as it could. So they have a specific camera to make a really nice resolution on the screen as well. So very stoked on that. I want to show you what I got going on currently. So this is I think this is from Tacform. This is probably the coolest phone mount I've ever used. Compatible with the MagSafe iPhones and stuff, but it just like bolts into here. It doesn't drill or anything like that. And then I have this, I believe it's an Expedition Essentials track mount deal for my radio. Can go up there on a magnet or down here. And then I have this Garmin on a RAM mount over there. And this is for my lights. I'm excited to clean this up. And really what's cool about this head unit, it's not just a head unit replacement, it's the whole thing with your like AC, your vents and everything, like your bezels. So all this is going to come out. We're going to plug a few wires in, drop it in, and it should be pretty simple. On the new one, man, the screen goes all the way to the edge and all the way to the top edge as well. So it is gigantic. And there's also no buttons on the screen with the exception of one volume knob, which I really, really like. Now I've already opened this, but also they have these for a bunch of different models as well. So not just the Tacoma, a lot of Toyotas, a lot of other vehicles. So if you like what you see in this video, there might be a model for you. Also, I did glance at this user manual and stuff. It's actually really simple. A lot of these companies have terrible user manuals. That's my feet. Get over it. Let's see. Yeah, a little install card. Honestly, super nice, man. How to connect your devices. Really nice diagram of where everything goes. This is so helpful. I personally don't really like wiring. This is a nice, just peace of mind, you know. You can have this to reference. So let's open this. I don't want to get too far into this because I gotta still disassemble my other dash, but you have all the cable accessories here. There's another bag. And some pry tools. And see, this is the whole thing. Check this out, dude. Look at this thing. So all of that is a screen. So nice. So nice. There's been companies that came out with these before, and I actually tested one, and the audio was so terrible. I just couldn't do it. So I was always skeptical of these head units. But my buddy got one of these. He put it in his truck. I saw it installed. I heard the audio, you know, the lagginess of CarPlay was not bad at all to me personally. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm on board. All right, here's a little side-by-side as best as I can. And look how gigantic that screen is. It's gonna look so clean on here, which I'm very excited about. The one thing I'm not sure about is putting that rail back on here, because you do have to drill into it. I am not afraid to drill into it, but let's see. It looks like I can. Looks like it's the same basic structure. So when I pull this one off, I'm gonna compare and see if I'm able to drill this back in, because I definitely still want some of this stuff up there. So I'm not totally sure if I'm going to finish the rear camera installation in this video just yet. I have a trip coming up. This would be a nice to have for the trip, but I at least want to get this in there. So I just want to show you how it works. And like I said earlier, they have a great description in here of like how to do it. But basically, this camera already has the cable and everything. You just plug it directly into where it tells you. And it looks like you have to power it as well. But it does not look hard at all to put in. Really, the time-consuming thing is just going to be routing that cable, which right now I don't have time. So I'm going to try to get this head unit in pretty quick and worry about this at a later date. Honestly, dude, the CarPlay and everything's going to be sweet, but I am really excited. And you're not really supposed to do this. I don't know if I should recommend this or not, but most of you guys are going to do it anyway. You can watch movies, dude. You can watch movies. I'm about to go to Colorado, and I mean, it's like a 17-hour drive. So, I mean, I can watch Joe Rogan podcasts. I can watch movies. Obviously, like glancing, not staring at the screen, right? But like it's there. It's plugged up through your sound system. That is going to be super fun, because I used to just watch them on my little phone screen. You know, it's super tiny. So very pumped about that. Pry and loosen the front panel, remove front panel, 4 screws. I have some stuff on here I'm gonna have to switch over, but I got the Garmin off. I believe this just pries. Yeah, okay. Just gonna come right off. There we go. Is off. All right. So this is how this rail system works. You drill holes into it, and then there's 4 bolts here according to the directions, and then plug in some stuff. It should come out, and there's a shaz ton of wires. Oh, come on. These hurt my fingers. My fingers. Oh my God, some of these are in here, dog. Oh yeah, there you go. Look at this Dink City head unit. Come on, Toyota. This thing's kind of heavy too. I got everything switched over. I got the vents put back in here, and actually managed to put my rail system back up here. You also gotta swap over these red clips. But I drilled holes into my brand new head unit to run this. I mean, you have to anyway, but not a big deal. It's all covered up and it's reinforced back here. And I'll be able to still use my little plates here as reinforcements for these guys. So I feel good about it. Now we're just connecting the wires and we'll drop her in. All right, guys, a little update. It is the next day. Basically, a little bit of trial and error getting these wires correct. It looks like some of these end up not being connected at all, which kind of threw me for a loop. But I understand this is a harness that works on a bunch of different models and everything like that. I swapped over, if you have a 2017 with the old head unit like I did, I swapped this little cam bus or whatever it's called over to the CB04 harness. So this one right there. The top one is the diagram I went off of. If you have a head unit like that, you'll use the 047 version. So the little number 7 right there, I swapped that from this one to that one. Right now what I'm doing is basically deciding which accessories I'm going to wire up and not going to wire up. This head unit gives you an insane amount of capabilities. Use an HDMI cord and do movies or whatever you want to that way. There's a USB I mean, you can like game on this thing if you want to. It's basically a tablet fit into your console. You can put a microphone for like wireless calling. I mean, obviously wireless calling, for Bluetooth calling. Here's a little antenna. There is a 4G little antenna down here that screws into that. There's a microphone for Bluetooth calls, hands-free calls. I did go ahead and make sure everything's working. I'll turn this on for you and show you what we got. So this is the Android regular screen, and then there's CarPlay, and it's going to take just a second. I was able to put my Expedition Essentials mount up here. If I didn't say that before in the video, I drilled through here. So CarPlay is here, loaded. Everyone's always concerned about the delay. I don't think it's terrible, man. I've seen much worse before. Not bad. So Spotify loaded up pretty quick. I mean, I dig it, man. I think it is sweet. So yeah, I mean, how cool is this big screen? Now I'm just gonna stick this thing back in and we'll be done. Okay, we just slapped it in there. I mean, look how massive that is. Super cool. I'm getting my other screen kind of where I want it on the Expedition Essentials mount. Putting back my little phone mount somewhere. Went in super easy, just snapped right into place. The fit and finish, it's definitely very nice. Excited to peel this off when I'm totally finished. I did verify that the rear camera works. It's not the best at all. It looks like it's like 480p, but that's why I got that other camera over there to go in here later. But yeah, I'm gonna get all my stuff where I want it, and then we'll go through the actual navigation and stuff a little bit better. Yo guys, I hope you're digging the video so far. Real quick, I want to thank Onyx Off-Road for sponsoring today's episode. They just came out with a brand new feature that I think is particularly sick. So it is a cell reception layer. So you can actually go into your settings, turn this layer on, and you can see where you're going to get cell phone reception, but more importantly, where you're not going to get cell phone reception. Very critical for an emergency type situation, but if you desperately need to send a photo or text your buddy or whatever, you can turn that layer on and see where you physically need to go to get the best coverage possible. Also, if you're not an elite member of Onyx Off-Road, there's way more features you're going to get access to besides just in the app. A lot of people don't know that you actually get industry discounts on a bunch of major brands. So once you sign up for an elite membership, you can scroll through and actually get a bunch of specific discount codes on brands you guys know and love. And the best part is an elite membership actually isn't that much more expensive than a standard one. I do have a discount code. I'll save you 20% off. Go check that out. It'll be in the description, and it'll be on this QR code right here. Appreciate you guys watching. Thanks so much, Onyx Off-Road. We'll get back to it. See ya. All right, this thing is fully installed. Moment of truth. Man, that feels good. Woo! Look at that. Look at this. Dude, it is humongo. It is huge. Look how big that is. Man, that is so rad. All right, guys, I want to show you this, what it looks like turning on and how long it takes in real time. Just turned it on. There's the boot up sequence here. Takes just a second. My camera up there just came on, my wolf box. That's still starting up. There you go. So it's not the quickest, but it's not the worst by any means. I'm not mad at it at all. So I want to run you through some things here. First of all, there's settings galore in this thing. If you're familiar with Apple CarPlay at all, I mean, this is your tried and true Apple CarPlay. But like I said, you can run Onyx Off-Road on here, which is unbelievable. So I have all my campsites, all my waypoints right here instead of on my phone screen. So that frees up my phone to take videos or whatever I need to do. So I'm very pumped about that. You can put a bunch of apps on here. I'm going to configure all that later, but I also have my Garmin power switch here as well. But this is the dedicated screen basically for that. So, you know, I got my lights and everything right here already on there. All right, so right here is basically the regular Android Auto. What I've found going back and forth, this is the little shortcut or whatever to CarPlay. And then honestly, I haven't found out a quicker way to go back. What I've been doing is swiping and going like that. Maybe that is the only way. Here's like your screens, like your apps, you know, in your phone or whatever, like the last ones that were open. So, well, there's the equalizer. I'll show you in a minute. But pretty cool. So you can delete all these apps, obviously. Radio works, I did check that. So the first thing I did was mess with the EQ because the sound sounded awful just right out the bat. I hated it right out the gate. So I went in here in settings, and I think I went to, was it car? And maybe amplifier, yeah. So I went in here and I customized a sound. You can go over here and like get a starting point as well, but there's your subwoofers, your bass, all that. I would highly recommend, if you're into audio at all, just go in here and mess with this because it's much better when you get into it. It really is not awesome when it comes out. So let's go back, and looks like you can watch YouTube on here. So man, I haven't gotten into the weeds of how to do it. I know there's multiple ways to do this. I do have to be online. I'm just curious what happens if I do this. Yeah, so it looks like I have to connect. No big deal. But it is there, which is incredibly cool. So I believe you can like hotspot to your phone and get internet that way. Let's see. Here's some of the settings. Your network settings are here. Obviously your Bluetooth is here. You can mess with your wallpaper. Oh dude, can I do like gallery, select photos? So there's a way I can make my own custom wallpaper. It's going to be for the Android screen, not the Apple CarPlay screen, but that's pretty rad. Take screenshots. I mean, you just got to think, this is not a head unit. It is an actual tablet. So once you know how to get around a tablet, this is the same thing. Well, thank you guys for watching so far. I'm not going to wrap this video up yet because I don't want to cut the video right now and just say it's the best thing ever. I want to actually use it for a month and report back to you guys on how it's doing and how I've liked it. Is it worth it? So hopefully by the end of this video, you guys can make that decision for yourself and have some good insight for future purchase. So, hey guys, it's almost been a full month of me using this head unit in the truck. Like I mentioned earlier when I left off on this video, just got back from a 2-week Colorado trip where, I mean, obviously I'm living out of my truck for 2 weeks. So there's lots of starts and stops, lots of long hours in the truck. And I couldn't honestly think of a better test to figure out some kinks, just kind of learn this system than that. There's a few little things that I don't like, but overall I love it. I definitely recommend it. It's super, super nice to have. Let me get in here and show you some things. All right, I'm gonna go over some little negatives that just bug me personally. I don't know if this is gonna bug you guys or not, but it's not going to connect to CarPlay because I turned off my Wi-Fi and my Bluetooth on my phone because that's how I record this video. But that's brings me to one of my first cons is you can't use CarPlay and take a video with your phone. It freaks out. It goes back and forth. It tries to connect and disconnect with CarPlay, and you're just stuck in this state, and it does not like it. I don't know if that's going to be like a software update or what that's going to be exactly, but if you're like me and you're trailing or something, and I don't know, you want to take a video, you have to turn off Bluetooth and everything before you can take a video. Then you have to turn it on, and then CarPlay will connect. So that was pretty annoying to me, just because I document a lot of stuff for the channel and everything. So didn't like that. The other thing I can't figure out, and I can't really show you because I don't have CarPlay connected because of what I just said, but you know, like a light and dark mode on your phone. When it's light outside, it's that everything's white and bright, and when it's dark, it's dark. It could be user error. I might not have it set up correctly, but it's always on dark mode for me. If I go to the settings, I've triple checked everything. Trust me, I've had a lot of time in this car to try it. My display, the dark theme and everything, it's always stuck on night display for some reason, and I can never fix that. I don't know if there's like a sensor or something. I didn't plug in the back of the head unit and put the sensor up here to detect sunlight. I don't really know how that works. My phone also is on automatic, so day and nighttime. So what that means is when you are just using this for like the maps and everything, again, I can't show you CarPlay because it's not working, so that's annoying, but it's always dark. So it is tough in the middle of the day to see an all dark screen, like your map and your Spotify and your settings and stuff like that. That's kind of tough. But the brightness itself, it's fine. Like, you can adjust the brightness. I will say there's not a lot of adjustment in the brightness. It doesn't seem to do much. But as far as the overall brightness of the screen, that's not necessarily an issue. I'm more talking about the theme, the light and dark mode. The other thing I noticed is I spent a ton of time obviously wearing sunglasses in here because it's sunny. And I cannot see this screen like hardly at all with sunglasses on. And they're polarized sunglasses. I don't know. I mean, if I get like this, like I am now, and kind of look this way, I can see a little bit better. But I noticed when I put it in reverse, the screen is so dark I can't see anything, and that's because of my sunglasses, so I have to take my sunglasses off. Just little things like that, kind of annoying. It still works. Again, it might be a setting thing, but I have tried to look it up, research it and everything, and I cannot find how to make it a light and dark mode. So hopefully that's a software update or something that they can do, and you can download it, you know, from Wi-Fi. One more con, and I honestly wouldn't even count this as a con because they do have a fix for it. But just be aware, if you don't get the backup camera that they offer, and you use the factory camera, it just doesn't look good. It's pretty pixely. Let me see if I can actually try it. It doesn't, it's just not awesome. But they have like a 1080p camera that you can replace your factory camera, and you know, wire it back there. But let's see. Takes just a second, and there you go. Well, of course, it looks good on video from here, but I'm telling you, in person, it's pretty dang fuzzy. Now, it does the job. It does the job well enough, obviously, where I didn't go to the trouble to actually put that camera in before my trip, so it's not the worst. But if you want the best camera possible, get that 1080p camera. It's going to look much better. Again, I just didn't have the time to do it. The touch responsiveness is a little slow. I don't even know why it's not working right now. Okay, that's not normal. But you can, it's because it doesn't swipe left. So, slightly delayed, but if you're on the CarPlay, it delays a little bit longer than the regular camera, which is honestly to be expected with these. It takes a minute for like switching a song or whatever, but I've always used the controls here. That's another point. The controls are reversed. So normally with your head unit, you press this to go to the next song, but that's the back. That's back. So this is the next song. So that's different, but the volume still works. I will say having a actual tactile volume knob is amazing. I would hate this head unit without it, to be honest. It's just something about having a button there all the time. Like, that's super nice. Oh, the other cool thing that's built in, I should have done it in reverse, but whenever you put it in reverse, it dramatically turns down your radio volume, which I actually like. I can see how people would hate that, but I love it. Change the setting if you don't like that, but it's just nice. It kind of makes you concentrate when you're backing up, and I don't know, something I enjoyed. Like I said, Netflix, dude, Netflix was so good. I watched, let me look at all these movies. I watched so many movies on my way to Colorado. That was amazing. So how you do that is you just download, like in your garage or whatever, wherever you're close to Wi-Fi, you can browse videos on the Netflix app that are download friendly, I guess. So this is my library. I can watch these whenever. So that's super cool. I absolutely love having movies like this. And it's not it's not super distracting. Like, okay, it's distracting watching a movie and driving, but it's still within your natural line of vision, or not far from it. So it's not like I'm staring at a video the whole time, right? It's like the audio, I don't know, kind of immerses you. Also, what's cool is, I don't know if you've experienced this before, but if you do watch a movie like on your factory head unit with your phone or something, the audio is always off. It's not synced. This audio is synced perfectly with the movie you're watching. There's other little features like a gyro and things like that. To be honest, man, I don't use that stuff. I don't even use the factory one in the truck. If I'm gonna roll, I'm gonna know it, so I don't care about that. So really, what I've had the most experience with, like I said, is the Netflix stuff, the Carplay, and first thing I did right away was mess with the EQ of the audio, the music. And I may have said that earlier in this video, but that's a must. I think it just needs some tweaks. Hands down, I recommend it. With all the little quirks, it's worth every little thing you get out of it. I mean, the screen is massive. Again, CarPlay in and of itself is a huge advantage. If you just use this thing for CarPlay, I think you're going to be ahead. It's very smart. It can save a lot of things in here. You can just do so many things that I'm not going to do, I don't have interest in, but you have available. Tons of stuff. I mean, look, it comes with a 250 gig maybe storage. I've only used 11% with all those movies downloaded, so you can really dial this thing in how you want to use it. I don't think I have much more to say about it. I do have a discount code, save you a little bit of dollars if you ended up wanting to buy this, but I turn the car off. I recommend it, dude. It's a good little dress up, little update for this truck. I've updated everything else, so it just makes sense, but I dig it, man. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this. If I missed anything, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Later.